Hey guys, and welcome back. So this is the second part of our Orlando 2017 vlogs. I say second, I think it might actually be the third. Either way, this is going to be just a quick look at our fast passes. I speak for the whole Disney Polar family that are now invisible. I think when I say that there is no right or wrong way to do Disney, you have to do it the right way for you. But one of the questions that I see all the time on a lot of the Orlando pages that I follow is like, what fast passes should we be booking? So this is just an idea of what we booked because it may help you. This trip we are staying on site, so this is the first time we've been able to book our fast passes at 60 days out, which I would say made a difference. We got everything that we were hoping for, which is fantastic. But I know for some of you that are staying off-site, you get the 30 days. Keep trying because they do open up again. So I'm just going to give you a very quick rundown of what fast passes we've got booked for our park days. I did go into a little bit of a quick run through of our planner in last week's video. So if you didn't see that, go and check that out. That'll give you an idea of where we are on what parks and what days. So I'm literally just going to talk about fast passes in this video. So if you did watch that video, you will have seen my trusty little planner, which I have basically broken down so it has breakfast, morning, lunch, afternoon, dinner, evening fast passes. So that is literally what I'm going to be using. So on our arrival day, we are due to land about 5:15 local time. So I'm hoping we may have some time. I don't know what the plan is. I found on our last two trips it has varied massively how I have felt when we've landed. The first trip I was quite excited, I was quite happy to go for a walk, and we walked up I-Drive, we got something to eat, we were fine. Whereas when we landed last year, I was just wiped out and we went for something to eat and I basically just wanted to fall asleep at TGI's. So we will see how it goes. However, I have booked as a fast pass for Illuminations just because I thought, you know, if we are there and we want to go to the park, then we have that option and we have that fast pass to do that. On the Tuesday, we're actually at Universal, so we don't have any fast passes there, but Wednesday we will be at Magic Kingdom. I've basically gone for the mountains. Now I say that I haven't booked Splash Mountain because Splash Mountain is unfortunately closed while we are there. However, I have booked Seven Dwarfs Mine Train, Space Mountain and Big Thunder Mountain. These to me, it's probably fairly self-explanatory, and likewise you probably could have booked Splash Mountain for the same reason, but those three can get the biggest queues. We've always been fairly fortunate in Space Mountain. We haven't had too much trouble getting onto. Seven Dwarfs Mine Train can be insane. I mean, we usually go in March, so it is a really high crowd time when we've been the last 2 years. So it may be different for September, October, and I might be basing this in like completely the wrong direction. But this is the way I've gone with it, and we're just going to have to roll with that now. Same with Big Thunder, it can get really, really long queues, so fairly self-explanatory really on those ones. On the Thursday, we are at Epcot for the day, so I have booked Spaceship Earth, Meet Disney Pals and Frozen Ever After. Epcot, I'm not going to lie to you guys, I really, really struggle because all of the rides that I would bother fast passing are tier 1. Or A, whichever they call it, and it's always a struggle for me to pick, but my logic on picking the Frozen ride was I wouldn't queue for it. If Test Track or Soaring were a really high queue time, I would queue for it and I feel it would be worth it. Frozen, I feel like I wouldn't want to queue for it. Does that make sense? Like, I want to ride it and I'm sure it would be good to ride, but I don't think I would be willing to wait sort of like the 120 minutes, for example, that I've seen Soaring at. Whereas I feel like if I waited 120 minutes for Soaring, I wouldn't be as mad. I don't know, maybe that logic is flawed, but that was my logic there. And then the tier 2 rides I find really difficult at Epcot because Spaceship Earth can get really busy, but generally I don't find that it's that bad. And then like The Sea with Nemo and Friends, Living with the Land, Figment. None of those really get the queue times to me to justify a fast pass. However, maybe going in September will show that I'm completely wrong in that, and I don't know. But yeah, that was my logic on Epcot. Animal Kingdom, again, obviously is now on a 2-tier sort of structure. You can have one from tier 1. Both tier 1s are the 2 new Avatar rides, and then you can have your other 2 from tier 2, which is basically everything else. This one was a fairly easy pick for me, if my logic is right. I have tried to avoid all spoilers for Avatar, so I don't really 100% know that I am correct in this, but my assumption is that the Na'vi River ride will be a quick loading boat ride, and in my mind I'm seeing that like It's a Small World, where it's kind of like in and out, and a lot more of a quick loading ride. So on that basis, and because I believe it's the most popular, I have fast passed Flight of Passage, and then the Na'vi River ride we will just risk the standby. However, I have fast passed it later in the week, so if we do have a problem then we can just pick it up. In fact, the following day we're going shopping, so I've put a Na'vi River fast pass in, and if we don't get to ride it we'll just go and do that before we go shopping, so that's not a big problem. I've also fast passed Kilimanjaro Safaris for early morning, because again it is a massively popular ride at Animal Kingdom. And in fact, last year when we went, the fast pass queue was so long we didn't end up riding, just because we just didn't have the time for an hour in fast pass queue. So unfortunately we didn't ride it last year, so obviously I have fast passed that. And I've also, I believe it's fast passed fairly early. I haven't actually got the times on this sheet, they're on a different sheet. And I've also fast passed Expedition Everest, which I have yet to ride, so that will be a first. But again, looking at the rides at Animal Kingdom, that to me logically would be one of the busier rides, so fairly self-explanatory on those. And our next Disney day after that is actually the 5th of October, which is our Magic Kingdom and Mickey's Not So Scary day. And I actually went for the same 3 fast passes as our first day, which is Space Mountain, Seven Dwarfs and Big Thunder Mountain. So yep, same fast passes there. And then our day at Hollywood Studios, again I found this one really difficult with so much of studios being closed. Carl doesn't really like to fast pass Fantasmic, because you just have to get there so far ahead of the show that we end up just sitting for so long. He gets fidgety and aggravated. And to be honest, a lot of the shows, I personally don't feel like the fast passes last year were sort of utilised to their full potential, because they were used on shows. So we have gone for Toy Story Mania, because we have never ridden it, because I've never fast passed it and it is so busy. Obviously they've opened the 3rd track now, so hopefully it wouldn't be as bad anyway. However, it can get crazy busy, and that's one of those that I just couldn't justify that wait time, so we have fast passed that, along with Star Tours and Tower of Terror, just because they are firm favourites with us. Love Star Tours. Becca loves Star Tours in Paris, so I'm sure she'll love it here. And Tower of Terror, Becca and I have a love-hate relationship with that ride, so use the fast pass, get it over and done with. I'm not entirely sure that I'm going to ride that one, but we shall see. But again, Hollywood Studios is a tiered fast pass, and the other one that I probably would have wanted to fast pass would have been Aerosmith, but I couldn't do that, and Toy Story Mania. And I don't know that Becca will ride Aerosmith because she hated it in Paris. So Toy Story Mania seemed the best bet for everybody for that one. Okay, and on to our last couple of days. The Saturday, I think it's a Saturday, the 7th of October. As I briefly mentioned in last week's video, it is actually a shopping day, but when I was booking our fast passes, it was the first day that I saw Mission Space relaunched had a fast pass, and I love Mission Space anyway. I was gutted that it was going to be closed while we were there. So when I saw that was on there, I have booked 3 Epcot fast passes, and I've booked Test Track just in case it's extra busy on our actual Epcot day. Mission Space relaunched, and then the Sea with Nemo and Friends, although to be honest I'll probably cancel that one because it's a bit later and we are actually going shopping for the day. It just made sense to get the Mission Space Fast Pass while I know we are definitely able to go and use that. And then finally, our last Sunday will be the 4-park challenge. So although we are starting in Hollywood Studios, I've actually left that because I think if we're there at park opening, we should be able to ride something fairly straightforwardly, fairly easily. That makes more sense. So I've booked them all for Animal Kingdom, although again, realistically, we will not use all 3. They will probably get changed. But I did get an early Flight of Passage Fast Pass. So hopefully, if nothing else, we can at least ride Flight of Passage twice because we do have the 2 Fast Passes for it. And then we also have Festival of the Lion King and Dinosaur. However, I will probably change those on the day because we are then heading to Epcot and finishing in Magic Kingdom. That was a very quick, and I do apologise because I am still stuffy and still have a sore throat. So it was a very quick look at our Fast Passes for Orlando, or for Walt Disney World. In terms of Universal Fast Passes, we don't have any, obviously, because we're not staying at a Universal hotel. We don't automatically have them. Carl and I did buy them our first trip. We didn't on our last trip, so I think we're just going to play it by ear. We'll see what the crowds are like. If we think that we need them, then we will buy the express passes. However, I'm hoping this trip should be typically quieter than what we're used to because March is usually a bit crazy time. So yeah, that is a sort of quick look at our fast passes. If you did have any questions with regard to fast passes or what our plans are, then drop them in the comment box below. I'm more than happy to try and help, although I am no expert on fast passes. Again, if you guys are there, then make sure you let us know, say hi if you see us, and yeah, we're really looking forward to it, and I look forward to our next instalment of our trip videos next week. If you like this video, don't forget to give us a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and we will see you next time. Hopefully it will be we next time too. Bye guys!